They should ask me, how do I do so much? And the answer is delegation. You delegate. How do you own Reebok? You delegate. How do you own this? How do you own that? Rather than trying to be a Reebok, be a Krispy Kreme, do this, do that. How are you all over the place? Because I delegate. I delegate and I don't micromanage. That's how I can own a bunch of things and be here in my country or state.
Shaquille O'Neal has done a lot in his career. On today's show, he's going to share his secrets to success. And as you may have guessed, we're going to have some fun along the way as well. This is the Launch Your Business podcast, because we know starting a business is challenging, but it doesn't have to be confusing. Each week, we'll give you the tactical advice and the necessary tools to scale your business without feeling burnt out. I'm Terry Rice, business development consultant and staff writer here at Entrepreneur Magazine. Let's dive in. Before we officially hop into the podcast, I just have to share this private moment that I had with Shaq, and it had me rolling. So let me tee it up for you. As soon as I hopped on the Zoom session for our interview, he asked me a question. How old are you? So I just kind of played along a bit, and I was like, well, how old do you think I am? His response, 27 years old. Fun fact, I'm not 27, and you can hear my surprise when telling him my real age right now.
No, man, I'm 44.
Oh my God, you're beautiful. Did you ever get growing up, did the kids always call you Jerry Rice?
They did, and they were like, I'm a public speaker, so people are disappointed when he doesn't walk out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, like, who's this 27-year-old kid from Brooklyn?
That's awesome.
So I'm not Jerry Rice, I'm not 27, but I'm so glad that I get to share this entire experience with you. And during today's episode, we won't talk too much about basketball. Instead, Shaq will pass along his secrets to entrepreneurial success. There's a dad joke / pun with the whole pass and basketball thing. I will leave that alone, though. So today you'll learn why he is motivated more by negativity than affirmation, why honesty really is the best policy, and the power of delegation. So let's hop into it right now. It's going to be a slam dunk. No, I'm joking.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do have some questions I want to ask you, and I'm going to start with a confession. I'm going to confess to you. When my son Trevor was born, he's now 3 years old, I was just really stressed out, so I started eating a pint of ice cream every night. And I just stopped 2 months ago and lost a bunch of weight as a result. Surprise, surprise. So on your end, I know you lost, I believe it was 50 pounds before your birthday last year. So I'm wondering, how did you lose that much weight? Was it ice cream with you too, or how'd you lose that weight?
So I was non-active. You know, I'm not going to get on here and act like I'm this guru, workout buff, diet buff. It's not like that. I'm more of the Sylvester Stallone type superstar, the Rocky. So, you know, coming in, eat what I want. But because I played so many games, never really noticed that. When I stopped playing, I would still eat what I want, but no gym, no nothing. Like, I'm retired, coming off this Achilles surgery. I don't need to work out. I'm Shaq, blah, blah, blah. Never really noticed it until I started really looking. And I started taking my shirt off and my definition started losing. And then, you know, I was like, man, we work out a week, motivation just wasn't there. Like, I'm like, work out for what? Why do I need to work out? Like, I got a hot girlfriend, my kids are grown, she loves me, I'm not doing that. And then you know, like, I'm the type it has to be very negative to motivate me. I would say to myself, man, you're fat. Work out 2 weeks, again, work. Oh, my main man, another celebrity, he got something that you could take. I would take it. And then 1 year, like, I don't see nothing. 2 years, like, I would take it every day, but not really do nothing else. And it didn't work. And then I'm looking at him like, his body ain't changing, right? So then I said, okay. And then Charles Barkley calls me fat on TV one day. Now I'm mad.
Charles Barkley.
Yes, the fat guy calling me. Now I'm mad because, like, I'm the type that before I get upset, emotionally upset over criticism, I have to see if there's some truth in it, right? So I come home, body's terrible. I'm looking at an old video, old picture, like, it's terrible. So now I got to set new motivation that's make me going to get in the gym and stay in the gym. Because I got a gym at the house, so I'll go, bro, I'll give you a hard week. And then once I come home and sit on the couch and say I'll do it tomorrow, I'm done, right? So my new motivation is because I was, looking at my sons, I'm working out and they're all chopped up. And I know you're gonna ask me about some other business. I was like, has there ever been a father-son duo to do an underwear ad? So now I'm thinking, seriously, so now I'm thinking Fruit of the Loom, New York Times, Billboard, underwear. So now I know I gotta get motivated. So that's when it started. So I I said, I want to come out with a supplement for guys our age and younger that really helps them out. So me, the difference is I'm more active every day. I got to do something, whether it's walk, I got to do cardio, and I do weights. So I took a couple weeks off because I got the hip surgery. But when I first started with Nobex Biotech, I was 410, 410 pounds.
Yeah.
I just checked yesterday, I'm 373. But the ultimate goal is to be 350 and chisel like a He-Man doll. That's my goal. I guess it's there. I'm starting to see it, but now I gotta be more disciplined. So I'm not on the full diet. Meal one is a shake. Meal two is egg and sausage wrap. Meal three is a salad. Meal four is another shake, and then the last meal is chicken, steak, or fish. And then I don't eat the rest of the day. I drink a lot of water. I used to get in trouble with sandwiches, because that's all I know is sandwich. So your thing was ice cream. My thing was 2 sandwiches and some Cheetos. Like I used to do that every night and a Sprite. So I didn't like my appearance, and then I made that new motivation for myself. And it's not just a pill you take. You got to be active. I'm not saying go to the gym, but be just cardio. If you're active and you eat right, you will definitely see results.
All right, I got to check that out because I know you're active. I've seen you like doing like MMA before. Like I saw your show. I'm like, I was surprised how well you could move, to be honest, for your size. But you're putting it in.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I like to do different things. But now that I got my new hip, I'm probably get back to it.
Nice. So tell me more about Novex though, and I'm curious how you even determined like this was the right course of action for you.
Because I wanted to come out with my own supplement. This other guy, I'm not gonna say his name. I don't want to be disrespectful, but
Charles Barkley?
No, another guy that sells a similar product on the air. Like he was like saying this is this, and theirs happened to be the #1 product, and I tried it and it didn't work for me. So I was like, whoa. I want to come out with something real. So I did my due diligence and came across this family company in Utah who happened to be highly respected in the business and had a similar conversation. Us would like to come out with something that we can offer to the people that's going to do boom, boom, boom. So, they came up with some supplement. I tried it. And they sort of, because, my thing is, if I'm going to tell you to take something, I'm going to show you the real results. I'm not going to be take it, and you don't really see what I've been through. So I'm letting people know, started off at 410. Already lost 40 pounds, about to lose another 20 pounds. And then after that, I may even chisel up even more. And this is the stuff I'm taking. Because the other guy, he hasn't changed since he first put out the product. He still looks the same.
Yeah. Now I'm going to do some independent research to see who this is. But let's talk about more about you as an entrepreneur, because I know that you own several franchises and you have a lot of brands that you represent. But what goes through your head when you're deciding whether or not you want to partner with a brand? Like what criteria do they have to fit?
2 simple ones. Do I believe in what you're saying? And do I like your product? A lot of people think it's about the money. It's never about the money with me because, if you look at A plus B equals C, it's your product. I'm telling the people it's your product got to be good. So if I don't like it, I can't do it. A lot of times people, hey man, do this, do that. I just, being raised by a drill sergeant, you're really brought up with the honesty and the integrity thing. Like, my favorite stories is when I got a first championship, Wheaties. Hey man, we want to put you in a box. And I turned them down. My agents, they go, what? You can't turn down Wheaties? Like, bro, I don't know what Wheaties taste like. I'm from the hood. Get me in contact with Frosted Flakes. What? I said, my man, I'm not going on no Wheaties. I don't know what it tastes like. Not that I don't know what it tastes like. I'll never try it. It's Frosted Flakes, Fruity Pebbles, and Fruit Loops. If we don't have those cereals in the house, we just don't eat cereal. So I think I was one of the first guys that kind of, disrupted that space. And then finally, Sorry to be all over the place. Finally, 20 years later, I did my first deal with, Frosted Flakes. But to go back to the question, if I don't respect your product or like it, I can't take your money. It would be very dishonest of me to just take your money.
To start a business, what's the first thing you need? Exactly, a big idea. Now, once you have that big idea, you're going to need a technology partner with the network and security to help you get it out into the world. So is it possible to find a partner with all the solutions a new business needs? It is with Comcast Business. They have the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, plus gig speed Wi-Fi to power every employee and all the devices that get the work done. And it will get done because this internet is consistent with 99.9% network reliability to help keep you up and running and ready to succeed. You'll also get next level cybersecurity to help you against attacks. Oh, and as your business grows, Comcast Business Solutions can flex and grow right along with you. No problem. It's all on the next generation 10G network. No wonder Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. So, do you have a business you're ready to bring to life? With Comcast Business, it's not just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Going deeper on just you as an entrepreneur, what is one lesson about entrepreneurship that you wish you learned sooner? And I know our mistakes even make us, but if you could go back and think to yourself, gosh, I just wish I learned this sooner, what would it be?
It will be, don't focus on the monetary rewards you can receive right away. Because I'm the type that, I was the type, see this napkin? I call it Shaq napkins. My boy work at the airport. You be the only napkins at the airport. Give me 100,000. By next week, you'll have 2 million. Let's do it, right? Rather than doing a due diligence. What airports you talking about? You got the international airports. You got the homeboy. So. If you told me something where I could double and triple my money, I would believe it. So now, all about due diligence. It's all about it is if it's going to impact the people. Because I used to try to get rich quick a lot. And then I heard Jeff Bezos when he was, this is 10, 15 years ago at one of these tech conferences, he was telling people about Amazon. One day in the future, you're not going to have to leave. Everybody was looking at it like he was crazy, but he says, I'm focusing on investing in things that's going to change people's lives. I don't like to consider myself an expert, but I have certain strategies. One of my favorite quotes is from a teacher. We was in government class and I couldn't understand it. She said, when something is difficult, break it down to the simplest form till you understand it, right? Break it down to the simplest form till you understand it. So when he said, I want to invest in things that's going to change people's lives, I was like, oh my God. So that's been my new strategy. So it's not that I'm an expert. I just take my time. I see how. I know it works because I use it in the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Printers. I'm the guy that I won't print nothing for a month, and then I print something. You got to change the cartridges. I tried that one day. It was a nightmare. I had to end up buying 2 printers. I need this cartridge. They go in the bag. Oh, we don't have this. And I go to another store. We don't have them. Like, my man. This is a nightmare. I need these documents like right now. So when they came out with the one, I'm like, bro, that's excellent. I know people have the same problem when they're trying to print and got to get these cartridges. Yes, let's do it. So I don't respect it, and I think it's going to change your lives. I think it's always, the right thing to do. And I don't look at the money aspect of it. It's like I'm honored to still be working 12 years after I'm played, but I don't, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I was flexing on the ground one day, and my mom was so disappointed in me. She's like, "Baby, we know you're successful. You don't have to show it in people's faces. Look, creative." She didn't like that. So the way I use social media is 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% to let you know the products that I'm trying to sell you. That's always been my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because if you're always selling, people are just going to tune out after a while anyways. You got to educate, inspire, and entertain. So I dig that. And I know you're doing a lot of interviews today, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I know you get a lot of questions too, obviously. So I'm wondering, is there a question that people just never ask you, but they should, because the impact of your answer would be so substantial?
They should ask me, how do I do so much? And the answer is delegation. For example, if I was going to own African-American successful media company, I'm calling you, brother.
Cool.
I'm not going to do no work. I'm calling you because I know you're educated. I know you're smart. I know you're well respected in the business. And I'm not going to micromanage you. Call you once a week. What we doing? Boom, boom, boom. So, how do you do this and that? You delegate. How do you own Reebok? You delegate. How do you own this? How do you own that? Rather than trying to be a Reebok, be a Krispy Kreme, do this, do that. So that's my favorite question that people don't ask me. Like, hey, how are you all over the place? Because I delegate. I delegate and I don't micromanage. That's how I can own a bunch of things and be here in my country or state and not worry about anything. I do a check every Friday.
Yeah.
If the important part about delegation is you have to be educated to know what's going on. So I could look at all 40 of my restaurants on a Friday, which is tomorrow, and compare them to last week's. Look pretty good to me. Move on. Not, hey man, we lost. I'll always hire people that are smarter than me. Like my first move I had, I got the concept from watching The Godfather. So it was a guy in Orlando. He was the number 3 guy at McDonald's. He wasn't complaining, but he was a brother. They'll never give him a chance. Like, man. So then when I came across this new franchise, Five Guys, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. How much you making? We're gonna triple that. And I'll tell you what, we're gonna raise these things up. We ain't gonna sell them. I'm gonna give you a piece of my company. You're my partner. I knew he knew how to run those McDonald's because I seen it firsthand. So I knew with this new thing, he was gonna know what to do. And bam, had 155 of them, raised them, sold them. He calls me all the time and tells me thank you. But I was from, I could have did it, but not really. But I know he could have did it. And, that and this and that. I said, okay, if I delegate and let him be in charge and let him do what he do, this will be a great thing. And it happened to work out just fine.
And that's our show for today. You can learn more about Novex by visiting novexbiotech.com. That's NOVEXBIOTECH.com. And I strongly suggest learning more about Shaq's philanthropic work by visiting shaqfoundation.org. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch up with you next time. Apply what you've learned on today's show. You'll find the show notes and more resources at terryrice.co/podcast. Again, that's terryrice.co/podcast. And the best way to support this podcast is by subscribing, telling a friend, and leaving a review. Also, you can get more tips by following me on Instagram at @itsterryrice or follow me on LinkedIn. This episode was produced by Josh Wilcox of Brooklyn Podcasting Studio and edited by Dan Lardy. Special thanks to my wife, Dominique, for keeping our kids relatively quiet as I recorded. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time.